Welcome to the Newage podcast. This is episode 3. I think I said episode right. There's 3, right?
Yeah, that's right.
3. I bet. So
first of 2022.
The first of 2022. This is the kickoff. How y'all feeling about the new year? Y'all got some resolutions or any wishes or
predictions,
conspiracies?
You know, y'all,
as we going to shut down.
Y'all definitely got some conspiracies.
I definitely got some conspiracies. You feel me?
Go ahead, start with your 2022 conspiracy.
My 2022 conspiracy is we might see an alien.
You sure we haven't already seen one?
I think we see them every day, but this time they're gonna reveal themselves. And it's gonna be fake, but everybody gonna think it's real and stuff like that.
What you think about the rocket sight? I mean, the spaceship sightings we've been seeing lately.
They playing with us, man.
Who playing with us?
The GOV.
See, you conspiracy theories like to say they. Who is they?
The GOVs, man.
They is the same ones that Khaled said. They don't want us to win. Shout out DJ Khaled.
Shout out to DJ Khaled.
So yours is saying aliens. What's your 2022 conspiracy theory?
I don't take part in conspiracy theories. I just go off of patterns. I do have perspective / speculation, but I wouldn't align it. I wouldn't align it with no conspiracy theories. That's what they call it. The ones who don't want us to win. It's like, nah, but the collapse of America. The American financial system / globe, and as a result, it'll be a resounding effect around the globe. So the collapse of the entire financial,
just going down the shits.
Mm-hmm. You think that's happening all in 2022?
Mm-hmm. I think it'll happen in 2022. That's a good question. Yeah, I think it'll happen in 2022. That's a good question.
It could be the start of it.
Yeah, it's definitely going. Something huge is going to be triggered in 2022.
Okay, a huge financial shift.
Not shift.
Catalyst is coming in 2022.
Yeah.
And that's your conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You don't think is a conspiracy theory.
Uh-huh.
You think it's a relative of a conspiracy theory.
Right, because I got stuff to back it up. Like 10 countries doing a simulation for preparing for financial collapse.
So we're in the Matrix.
That ain't what I said. That's not what I said, Billy.
Okay.
That's your 2022 conspiracy theory.
Right, that we in the Matrix. I'm gonna go with, I think a similar event to storming the Capitol may happen again.
Ooh, another one of those?
Not necessarily storming the Capitol, but I do think with more lockdowns, if we do get more lockdowns, more pressure on the people, I think the people really start to push back. And it's maybe a major riot or something like that. I believe 2022 will have a similar event to Capitol riot.
Okay, so essentially you predicting a revolt.
Pretty much.
Power to the people.
I can't wait. We need something to happen. It's been a little too quiet and shit. I thought, the market was going to shut down. People was going to run around the street acting crazy. They ain't really do nothing. I need some shit to happen.
You know what's funny? Because I always feel like at the end of the world, that shit, like, have you ever wanted to be at the end of the world, but not really at the end of the world?
I want to participate in it.
Yeah, like, you want to be in it, but, like, hold on, let's just rewind it and just go back to regular. Like, but that would be crazy to experience something like that.
This guy watched too much Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne. Matrix Reloaded.
But fellas, let's talk about everything that's going on with these shutdowns and the school system is being involved. To my knowledge, the kids ain't learning nothing. It looked like we just forcing the issue. Is it worth the kids going to school now?
Physically?
Yes.
Hold on.
I want to say all around though, but.
Well, if that's what you mean, that's what you mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You said physically.
No, he's saying all around.
Okay.
Cause you gotta understand, the school's been shut down, and then they gotta go on the laptop. That's a little. If that was me when I was going to school, guess what? Stone Cold Steve Austin. I ain't getting on there.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
It's
I couldn't
too much.
imagine.
I'm playing the game.
I can't even imagine what it is like now, to be honest. Like I ain't in a mix like that to know what.
Right. I think it's like no choice though.
You know the.
No, go ahead.
The interesting thing about it, what we see through this whole thing is disruptive to our, to our lives. Mm-hmm. And specifically, we're dealing with the kids. I want to stay with these kids and them growing up in this type of chaos, mm-hmm. so to speak. It's. I don't think enough light is being shed on how it's affecting kids. Nobody's, we got this political thing going on, the right fighting the left and this one fighting that one and what I think and what the CDC thinks, et cetera, so have you. Mm-hmm. But nobody's really as concerned about how it's affecting the kids from a emotional, psychological standpoint.
Yeah.
I haven't heard not one report, right? And I'm not talking about you, me, or, a small outlet, but the bigger news outlets, nobody's really addressing.
What's funny about that? I feel like I used to hear the reports like early. People was talking about like the mental health and the kids being affected. Mental health may be more severe than actually COVID. I did hear that early, but like you said, that really dwindled down. Nobody's really talking about, the real results that's happening.
Yeah.
We just watched a clip yesterday talking about, what was it? 50% girls is going through suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, like 51%.
Yeah, it's up 50%. Yeah,
it's shit.
So that's almost double. I think we got to decide. I think the in between is hurting us.
Okay.
We got to decide, do we want a lockdown or do we want everything to just be open? But this battle between, it's just getting so many people caught in between, and it's just it's a shit show.
It's really confusing to a lot of people. It really is, because you be wanting to do it, but then again you're like, but what if? It's say for instance, you planning the trip. You really want to plan the trip, but you be hesitant because like, what if it's shut back down and I can't get my money back? Right. I don't want no damn flight points.
Right.
I want my $2,000. I don't want no plane ticket points or nothing like that. So it's like you was right. They gotta pick a side. They definitely gotta pick a side.
But go ahead.
No, that's all. That supports what I was saying about the disruption of our lives. Like you can't. People are afraid to do what we would normally do from a normal standpoint, from a day-to-day basis. So, just you saying what you just said, it supports the disruption.
How can it get better from? And well,
how can what get better? How can what get better?
Not
shutting down, or
are you saying the pandemic? Are you saying
we're not talking about the schools no more? We just talking about in general.
Overall, yeah.
So you saying how can it get better? I think everything's gotten too political. You can't even voice your opinion these days. You can't voice a opposite opinion of someone without someone calling you whatever they want.
No, that's true though.
You know what? It's ignorant and it's
so ignorant.
It's ignorant, but and it's really foul. Monkey see, monkey do. Some people don't even got a opinion. They just following someone else's opinion.
Right.
Yeah. And if you don't fit their criteria or their opinion, then they just shunning you out or dismissing you. So I think we gotta hear everybody's opinion and perspective, then we can move forward to then. But that's not gonna happen.
No, yeah, and to your point, because I just watched something that you hit the nail on the head of the video I just watched, and they was saying the same thing. It was like, depending on what side your opinion fall on,
right.
You could be shut out of social media, right. Your page, dismantled, whatever, so have you, just for having an opinion opposed to the opposite side.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes their opinion, stronger than yours or whatever? So, that's an interesting thing. And you see this throughout our society, like from the highest standpoint, coming down to the media, the highest standpoints of governments, coming down to the media, coming down to you and I having a conversation and ready to go to war, and we family.
Right.
Over my opinion versus yours.
Right. That's why we in 2022. But we really look, is we? It's the Matrix. We may still be in 20. We may still be in 2020, like I was saying earlier.
Is this a bad dream? Is this all a bad dream?
What y'all thought about? I know this is way off topic, but
that's good though.
Yeah. What y'all thought about AB and Antonio Brown going shirtless and stripping in front? Millions
Something
of
happened.
fans.
Yeah.
Somebody called him a nigga.
Who called him a nigga?
Tom Brady. Nigga, I ain't throwing you a ball. He said, you know what? I ain't doing this no more.
So he was saying he was standing up for Black Lives Matter.
He
That's
was
what
standing up, and everybody called him crazy. He ain't crazy. He did the right thing.
Yeah, a report come out. See, this is the thing I don't like about things like this, because the first report is always the one that's just as good as gold. Whether it's good, bad, true, or false, that's the one everybody running with, the first report. But it was a report that came out way after he did it. Mm-hmm. And it said that the situation was the coach was trying to send him in a game, and he was saying that, he not prepared to go in the game. His ankle was bothering him or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the coach was forceful. And he responded or reacted out of the coach putting that forceful pressure on him after he made the coach aware that, I'm not prepared to go in the game. Mm-hmm. I'm not well.
But why wasn't he prepared to go in the game?
Physically. He was saying that he wasn't. I'm just telling you what the report said. I don't even know if this is true. That's my whole point. You just never know with this stuff.
I think all of it's true. Mm-hmm. Meaning what he just alluded to. I think not the whole. Hold on.
Not Tom Brady.
Get in here, nigga, and catch this ball.
Shout out Tom Brady. Not Tom Brady.
But not the nigga part. But him and Brady got into it because Antonio Brown wanted his incentives, his bonus checks for.
And I heard that story too.
Total yards, catches, touchdown, whatever the case may be, because Brady was going to Gronk and not looking his way. Mm-hmm. Then maybe the coach came over like, "Come on, get back in the game." Nah, my ankle. He a temper tantrum.
Nah, facts, though.
He might
do that though.
He threw a temper tantrum. So I think all of them reports got some merit to it. And I think the big picture is Antonio Brown threw a temper tantrum.
The bigger picture is Antonio Brown needs to retire and do something, find something else to do in his life.
You didn't know he was a rapper?
Nah.
You didn't see his new track?
Maybe he'll find some success with that. But his NFL career is done.
Just like the Ravens.
Do you think he... Watch your mouth. Do you think his career done?
He's not the same no more.
He's still good, though.
No, he's still good.
He's good enough to be on the team. For sure. That ain't even a question.
You just talking about talent, though. It's a lot that come with Antonio Brown. That's disruptive that's disruptive to locker rooms. So it's almost like, you can have all the talent in the world. We look at the Lakers. You can have all the talent in the world, but it not translate to the goals of the team. And at that point, it's not a good fit.
Mm-hmm. Was he not a disruption before he came to Tampa Bay?
I would say so.
Right.
Yeah.
But he still got a job. Do you think it's not one team out there that'll give him a job?
Yeah, the Ravens.
I don't think at this point, again, because of the politics that's involved. Like if Antonio Brown, sports is a young man's game, right? And so at this stage in his career,
tell Tom Brady that.
I was about to say, it's a couple old niggas up there.
Yeah, but look at who Tom Brady is. Look at his accomplishment. if I'm going to pay somebody or give a spot to somebody, it's got to be somebody that's going to translate, again, to the goals of where my team is going, in direction of what my team is doing, not impact it from the opposite or negative standpoint. So, it's really, comes down to business, politics, on him moving forward, I'm saying, on teams making decisions on him move. Because like you said, hella talented. But I think it comes down to, and I'm done here, I think it's going to come down to his age, the publicity that's, the narrative that's out there that's been trailing them to you for a few years now. It's been every stop from Pittsburgh to Oakland, now in Tampa.
Do you think anyone picks him up, Antwain, next year?
Ravens. They need him.
Keep saying the Ravens.
They need him. Ravens.
You think we need Antonio Brown?
Yeah. I
actually think we need a bigger receiver. But this is not a Ravens podcast, and I'm definitely not talking about the Ravens. Last thing on Antonio Brown. Who is a bigger headache? Antonio Brown or Terrell Owens?
Antonio.
I would have to say Antonio Brown. I would have to say Antonio Brown because I'm looking at each stop that he's been in and the results of those stops. Like, Terrell essentially had a big issue in Philly, but it wasn't a big issue in San Fran. It wasn't a big issue in Dallas. Antonio Brown went from Pittsburgh with the quote-unquote issue to Oakland carrying the issue and now in Tampa. So I would have to say Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say, but you just breaking it down like that. I'm going to have to say Antonio Brown.
I agree. AB. He
ain't better than Terrell anyway. Chill, yo. You hear this guy?
He not better. But I will say this.
Come on,
AB, listen, I will say this. AB in his prime was one of the best receivers I ever seen. When the Steelers was, I don't know which year it was that. I think you were still a Steelers fan.
Joe pointed at him.
I'm just saying, gotta throw that out there. I thought he was the MVP. I thought he should have made a case that he was the MVP that year. Literally, MVP.
You agree with that?
Literally.
All right. That's enough. Unless we're going to become sports agents on this particular show. Let's talk about 2022. Like, we left off on our last episode, talking about how, just doing a reflection and a recap of 2021. Let's do some projections and, thoughts around 2022. We just talked about the biggest conspiracy theory. You mentioned something about resolutions. What's y'all take on resolutions? How'd you ask that, Antonio? Just ask it.
Yeah.
What's your New Year's resolution? That was one. Two, why people don't stick to their New Year's resolution? And three, is New Year's resolutions even meaningful?
Okay, so one, what's your New Year's resolution? Two, why don't people stick to their New Year's resolutions? And three, are New Year's resolutions even meaningful?
I'll answer the first question. The first question is the same thing as 2021 for me. So that's building my brand and building my company's brand to as big as it possibly can be. That's my resolution. That's my goal. Nothing really else. As far as the whole New Year resolution thing, I think it got some merit, because it's a new calendar year. But I wouldn't wait till a new year to okay, I got new goals and I gotta get a new mindset. I think a new year you can reflect on all the things that you accomplished or may have not accomplished. But at the end of the day, you are who you are. So if you want to make a change, make it right now. Whether it's before 2021, whether it's after 2021.
I think that, resolutions are overhyped. I think people put a lot of stock in that just following an unwritten law or tradition, tradition, cultural tradition. It takes, they say, it takes 21 days to form a habit. You know what I mean? So if you started, quote unquote, this New Year's resolution, anytime, with that being said, anytime after December the 7th, then, you're going to be into the new year by the time you start implementing, or by the time you start that transition into what you, quote unquote, have resolved in your mind that you want to accomplish.
So what's your 2022 resolution?
I don't have one. I don't have a resolution. I have goals, like you mentioned, but I don't have a resolution. I got things that I want to accomplish. That's a continuation as a part of my 5-year plan. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But as far as year-to-year resolutions, I don't really surmise to those type of things.
Mine is just being consistent. Long as I, stay on track and do what I gotta do, I think that's one of my New Year's resolutions. Like y'all said, it's just a trendsetter to me. Everybody just found this trend of, I'm gonna wait till January and I'm gonna just
lose weight.
Yeah, lose some weight or whatever. When your resolution is every day you wake up, that's when your life really starts over, when you wake up. So people don't take that chance to, use that and really make a change. They wait till a whole year to do it. So
yeah,
you
said being consistent. What has stopped you from being consistent in the past?
I'm gonna say worrying about the wrong shit. That's what made me stop being consistent. My focus was on other things than what I needed to be focused on, and that knocked me off track. So this year is gonna be a little different. I'm gonna stay focused and stay on track, and you can't stop the rain.
Yeah, my man Lamar up in here. But I think, that it really comes down to, discipline. The difference from my perspective, between the successful and unsuccessful is the disciplines that we practice, or that we don't, or the lack thereof, So again, I don't give it much merit or much stock. You mentioned consistency. I think consistency, discipline, habits are all entangled into the things that we need to reach, or that we desire to reach or accomplish. So I feel like it's impossible to move away from those things and fulfill this resolution. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like most people don't look at all right, I got to be more disciplined. All right, I got to be consistent.
Right.
All right, I got some bad habits that I need to break away from. In theory maybe, but not, it being a matter at the forefront of our minds.
So 2022, we got resolutions, we got conspiracy theories, we got Antonio Brown never playing an NFL game ever again in his life. In 2022, don't we got elections, right?
Yeah, midterms.
What do y'all think happens midterms?
That's a great question. Because we have a really, I don't know if our domestic United States, forget it, has ever seen
whole bunch of shit going on.
Has ever seen the climate be at the height of chaos that it is today. And it starts in a political realm. It all starts there and have started there. So it just seemed like things are, the grip is being loosened. You know how somebody holding on for dear life? It's just been, unwound more and more. So I think with these elections, we'll see a lot of narratives going on both sides of the pendulum, and whoever has the best story will win the vote. You know, whoever, let me say the best story. Let me clarify what I mean by that. Whoever has a story that reaches the hearts and minds or interests, I'm gonna even say interests of the people, they win the election, whichever side of the aisle.
Hey, I don't pay attention to that shit. I don't. Who's on the run? Who running it up? Like,
well, we don't know.
Well, what you got the Republicans, you got the Democrats.
It's just midterms, right? Yeah, midterms is basically
the Senate, the House,
Senate, stuff like that, and the Republicans run the Democrats.
So who controls the House? Who controls the Senate?
He don't know.
That's what it's about.
Look, Uno, skip me.
No, give us something then. I'll fill in your answer when we come back.
No, I'm filling your answer.
Top.
You don't got no answer.
I would have an answer if I piggyback off what you gonna say.
Okay. Anyway.
Let's go.
Anyway, I think more people are confused more than ever. I really think people don't know what the fuck going on out here. You got the CDC saying one thing one moment, then they changing it. You got us vote. And when I say us, I mean America. America voting for Democrats this moment, thinking that it's going to be this breath of fresh air from the Republican side, and then it ain't. So I think 2022 midterms is going to be very interesting. I think what I think may happen is we'll see low turnouts.
That's what I was going to ask. That was my next question right there.
What you mean?
Because I'm listening to you.
Less
people voting. Do people even care enough anymore? Like, you know, I feel like our leadership has lost total.
Yeah.
The people have lost total trust in the capability of our leadership to lead us. Mm-hmm. You know, and to, you know,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so that's a good assessment, Datwan. That was really my next question. As I'm listening to you, I'm like, people may not even participate in this voting no more.
Antwain, if you had to run, what you running on?
You mean what I'm running on?
This guy.
Don't that nigga language.
if you running for office, what's your promotional campaign?
Open up everything. Open back up everything. That's what I'm doing. I need to make my money. If we going in the economy, we ain't making no money. Everything getting shut down. Open back up everything. That's going to be my campaign. Guess what? I'm going to get the most votes.
You sure?
Yeah, I am. No mask, no nothing. Everybody running around here butt naked.
Twitter going to call you an idiot, y'all.
No, they not. Because guess what? They going to be outside with me.
They going to be at home tweeting with the mask going in the house.
This shit, it's a show. Like you said, it probably be less votes of what's going on when it comes to this type of stuff. Nobody don't care. They play too much, man. They play entirely too much. But I'm going to watch it, though. I'm definitely watch it.
So, we got conspiracy theorist Antwain Brown running in 2022. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's going to be interesting 2022.
Let's go.
On that note, this is the Newage. Like, comment, subscribe if you like this podcast. Welcome to it. Thank you, fellas.
Yeah.